Hello everyone, my name is David Skerr and I am Partnership and Project Manager at Citizens Online, a UK digital inclusion charity. And for the purpose of this session, I am going to be talking about the professional digital champion approach. For those of you who don't know Citizens Online, we've been tackling digital exclusion since 2000, and we run a number of digital inclusion and skills programs across the UK, working with organisations from all sectors. We promote a whole system approach to digital inclusion. So on top of improving digital skills and confidence of both service users and staff, we also offer wider digital transformation support, including digital leadership training, help to build cross-sector partnerships, and also ensuring that decision-making is based on strong evidence and research. So that's a little bit about us. Our two most recent deep dive digital inclusion projects in Brighton and Hove on the south coast of England and Gwynedd in Wales are actually good examples of this whole system approach in practice. And I invite you to read some of our impact reports referenced on this slide if you're interested in finding out more about our work. I should also add that at Citizens Online, we advocate for the use of different types of digital champion models, so a flexible approach, but for the purpose of this webinar, we'll be focusing on the professional digital champion approach. And actually, both of these deep dive projects you can still see on the slide here. For both, we were lucky enough to be working with professional digital champions, and they actually played a key role in terms of the impact of the project. So let's take a closer look at what such an approach looks like. So yeah, let's meet some of our professional digital champions. Even though we're talking about approaches and models, this is really the work of people and people helping other people. So here we've got Josie and Glenn on the left-hand side from the Brighton and Hove, Digital Brighton and Hove project, and Rachel on the right-hand side, one of two professional digital champions in Gwynedd in Wales. So they all worked as part-time professional digital champions, and we consider a professional digital champion to be someone who is employed within an organization. So in this case, directly by Citizens Online, specifically to work across a community to increase digital inclusion. And so they add value to a digital inclusion program in a number of ways, and we'll have a look at a few examples on the next slides. So the first thing I'd say is they provide dedicated digital skills training and plug gaps in local communities. So for examples, in our project in Brighton and Hove, our professional digital champions ran a number of social media workshops for unemployed people in partnership with a local charity called the Unemployed Family Centre. So running sessions on introductions to using WhatsApp, to connecting using Facebook and other ways of communicating online. They also ran 14 editions of a 6-week Internet Essentials course for older people, working in partnership with the local branch of Age UK, as well as doing more creative sessions for people in supported accommodation in partnership with YMCA, again in using a Brighton and Hove example. So using fun creative apps like Filmora and combining that with a tablet loan scheme for the service users of that local YMCA day centre, and looking at the impact in terms of Brighton and Hove, again specifically looking at that example, our professional digital champions there, Glenn and Josie, directly helped over 1,000 people in the local area through these sort of training sessions and activities in local communities. On top of the sort of end learner delivery, if you like, professional digital champions also provide training and support to other digital champions. And these might be volunteer digital champions, but also embedded digital champions, such as frontline staff working for local organizations who are keen to share their digital skills with their service users. And here we can see an example from YMCA and Fabi who's a work and learning coach there. She's on the bottom left-hand side of the photo saying, these informal digital sessions have really helped us engage with digital skills in a fun and engaging way. And I got really interested in the digital champion aspect. And you can see Josie there in the middle, sort of running one of these creative sessions in YMCA with both staff and service users. So learning together in quite a sort of light touch learning environment. How they also add value is we feel like they also really help galvanize local groups into taking action. So by that we mean they really help to kickstart a number of activities in local communities, and they play a key role in also maintaining some of that momentum and sort of nurturing that space. So a way of doing that is also they're out there recruiting digital champions and sort of really ensuring that there's enough local provision where there's a need for it. So again, using the Brighton Hove project, which is also happens to be the project that I ran, which is why I'm drawing on these examples, we recruited over 400 digital champions who contributed to helping over 5,000 learners by working with and through over 250 organizations brought together through a digital inclusion network. And the work of our professional digital champions on top of delivery and activity was also to really help the coordination and the support around that network. Here's a quote from a seniors housing manager, Peter, in Brighton Hove, from Brighton Hove City Council. As a result of the success with Digital Brighton Hove, we took the decision to introduce free Wi-Fi to the communal lounges to encourage more of our residents to make the step of going online. So I think this ties in with some of the advantages and what I was saying earlier about sort of galvanizing and having that impact on the ground, is that they do really help to kickstart and make the case for digital champion work through that delivery work and coordination work. And I think that quote here from Peter Hundbach is a sort of good example of that. On top of this, if we're looking at summarizing the examples, I think Kate mentioned it in her introduction, they also ensure effective and consistent monitoring and activity reporting. In the case of our deep dive projects, they're really out there actively promoting the use of the Digital Champions Network, which is the system that we use to record activity and to manage some of this digital inclusion work, which Kathy from Digital Unite will talk about, and using that as an activity reporting tool. They're also specialists in essential digital skills. So as members of staff of a digital inclusion charity, they do receive plenty of training and support, or at least a necessary level of training and support to help them get a deeper understanding of digital inclusion compared to, say, maybe volunteers who would get less of that that sort of foundation, if you like. And they're also very mobile and adaptable. So they can be deployed where there is a need for it in local communities, and that really helps the reach and the impact. There are some challenges, no denying it. There are professional staff, they cost money, and as we know, it's hard to get funding for digital inclusion work, especially for a role which might be perceived as a role that could be carried out to a lesser degree by volunteers. So it's really important to make that case and show how they add value. They need good training, induction and support. So you need a team around them. We need a project manager, coordinator, or some other members of staff who can support them through that work. And whilst they're specialists in digital inclusion and digital skills, they can't give guidance on specific areas. So whereas embedded digital champions would carry out a bit of a dual role and wear different hats, it can be challenging for professional digital champions to just focus on supporting the digital skills side of things when you really want to try and help someone, say filling in a specific form or helping with a universal credit account. So that can be challenging. And finally, it can be challenging to recruit candidates with the required mixed skill set. So really having that balance between the people and the social skills with the tech skills. And in our experience, the people and the social skills would actually be of more value than just having someone who has the tech skills or the IT skills. So that can also be a challenge if you're thinking of working with professional digital champions. There you go. That's a quick whistle-top tour of professional digital champions in practice. Thanks for listening, and feel free to contact me by email or on Twitter. You can see my details on this slide. Thank you.